Have you ever realized that fear has stolen more dreams than failure ever has? The conversation you never had, the opportunity you never took, the dream you've been putting off for years. But anxiety doesn't just live in your mind. It's real. It makes your heart race. It lets your hands shake. It will convince you that one text, one conversation, or one opportunity is simply too risky. But today, we stop this vicious circle. Because fear isn't supposed to decide your future. In the next few minutes, I'll share my highly effective 5-step routine that interrupts anxiety, calms your body, and gives you back your power, even before you feel confident. Let's dive into it. If you are afraid of speaking up, being judged, flying, leaving a relationship, applying for a new job, or simply being seen, you might think, what is wrong with me? The truth is simple but powerful. Your nervous system is trying to protect you. But the problem is, your nervous system cannot always tell the difference between a real danger and an uncomfortable moment of growth. To your body, sending a scary email can feel like danger. Going on a date can feel like danger. But discomfort is not danger. And learning that difference can change your life. First, let's understand what fear is doing. When you feel afraid, your body activates its stress response. Your heart beats faster. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tense. Your body is preparing you to fight, run, freeze, or people-please your way out of the moment. And here is the surprising part. The physical sensations of fear are very similar to excitement. Fast heartbeat, butterflies, sweaty palms, energy moving through your body. The difference? The story your mind attaches to those sensations. Fear says, something terrible is about to happen. Excitement says, something important is about to happen. Researchers, including psychologist Alison Wood Brooks, have found that reframing anxious feelings as excitement can help people perform much better in stressful situations like public speaking. In other words, trying to force yourself to calm down may not always be the best option. But telling yourself, I'm excited, can give that nervous energy somewhere useful to go and gives the feeling a new direction. Before I share my complete routine, here is a quick fix you can always use when anxiety starts taking over. Mel Robbins's 5-second rule was a real game changer for me and is one of the simplest tools for quick relief. The moment you catch yourself spiraling, hesitating, avoiding, or overthinking, count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Move means taking one small physical action. Pick up the phone, open the document, stand up, take one step toward the thing you have been avoiding. Why does this help? Because anxiety loves hesitation. The longer you wait, the more time your mind has to create disaster movies that do not exist yet. What if I embarrass myself? What if they say no? What if I fail? Counting backward interrupts that automatic loop. It gives your brain one simple task to focus on. Then you follow it with action. Not a huge action, just the next right one. Because confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after you prove to yourself, again and again, that you can survive discomfort. As promised, here is my 5-step routine to stop anxiety and fear. Save it. Write it down. Use it before a hard conversation, a presentation, a date, a flight, an interview, or any moment that makes you want to run. Step 1. Name what is happening. Say this: I am feeling anxious, but I am not in immediate danger. This sounds simple, but naming your emotion can create distance between you and the feeling. Because you activate your prefrontal cortex, the area for problem solving, so you understand that you are not anxiety. You are a woman experiencing anxiety. That matters. Instead of saying, I'm a nervous person, say, I feel nervous right now. Instead of, I can't do this, say, this feels hard, and I can still do one small part of it. Your words shape your identity. Do not turn a temporary feeling into a permanent label. Step 2. Regulate your body first. When your body is in panic mode, do not try to solve your entire life. First, help your body feel safer. Try this breathing pattern. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Then breathe out slowly for 6 seconds. Do that 5 times. The longer exhale sends your body a signal that you are not being chased. You are safe enough to slow down. And while you breathe, relax 3 places where anxiety hides. Your jaw, your shoulders, your hands. Unclench them. You may be carrying tension like you are preparing for a battle that is not happening. Let your body know, we are okay. We can handle this moment. Step 3. Use the 5-second rule. Now say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take one tiny action. If you're afraid to send the message, just open the chat. If you are scared to ask for the raise, draft the request. If you're scared to say no, protect your peace with, "That doesn't align with my priorities right now." A single action is enough to break the spell. Start there, the momentum will find you. Step 4. Replace the catastrophe story. Anxiety is a storyteller, and honestly, she can be very dramatic. She takes one uncomfortable possibility and turns it into a full disaster. You'll mess up the presentation, everyone will think you're incompetent, you'll never recover, your career is over. No. Pause. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. What's the worst that can happen? 2. How likely is that, really? 3. If it happened, what would I do next? This is important because most anxiety becomes smaller when you give it a plan. Maybe the person says no. Okay, you will feel disappointed. You will breathe. You will learn. You will try again. You will survive. Step 5. Choose an anchor thought. Before a situation that scares you, create an anchor thought. An anchor thought is a sentence or image that brings you back to what matters more than fear. For example, before a job interview, I am giving myself a chance to build the life I want. Before public speaking, my message may help someone who needs to hear it. Before getting on a plane, I am traveling toward a beautiful experience. Your anchor thought should not be fake or overly positive. You do not have to tell yourself, "Nothing bad will happen." Instead, tell yourself something stronger. "Whatever happens, I will handle it." The more realistic and related to the goal the anchor thought is, the stronger the positive effect. But this is important. Do not avoid everything you fear. Avoidance gives short-term relief, but it teaches your brain that the thing you avoided was dangerous. You avoid the call, and you feel better for 10 minutes. But then the next call feels even scarier. You avoid speaking up, and you feel protected for a moment. But then you teach yourself that your voice is unsafe to use. Over time, your world gets smaller. This does not mean forcing yourself into overwhelming situations. It means building a fear ladder. If you are afraid of being judged online, your first step may be writing a post and saving it as a draft, then posting a quote, then posting a photo, then posting a short video. Small, repeated exposure teaches your brain a new truth. I can feel uncomfortable and still be safe. Finally, there is one truth that people totally underestimate. Not every thought deserves your trust, especially not the thoughts that arrive at 2 a.m., when you are exhausted, emotional, and replaying something you said 3 weeks ago. A thought is not a prophecy. A thought is not evidence. A thought is not an instruction. When anxiety says, "They probably hate you," answer, "That is a thought, not a fact." When it says, "You're going to fail," answer, "Maybe I will make mistakes. That is not the same as failure." When it says, "You can't handle this," answer, "I have handled hard things before." Your mind may be loud, but you are allowed to be wiser than your loudest thought. The next time anxiety shows up, remember this. 1. Name it. I feel anxious. I am not in immediate danger. 2. Breathe. In for 4, out for 6. 3. Relax your body, jaw, shoulders, hands. 4. Count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5. Move. Take one tiny action. 6. Challenge the story. Is this a fact or a fear? 7. Use your anchor thought. Whatever happens, I can handle it. 8. Repeat. Do not wait to feel ready. Because ready is not a feeling that arrives one day and magically changes your life. Ready is a decision.